to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. We begin today in Colombia, where major stakeholders in the debt market are raising significant concerns about increasing off market operations that lack transparency. These non standard financial transactions are potentially undermining investor confidence and market stability. Financial institutions and analysts are urging the government to implement stricter regulations and enhance oversight to protect the integrity of the Colombian financial system. From Reuters, quote, industry leaders have voiced fears that these off market operations, often executed without adequate disclosure or adherence to standard trading protocols, could destabilize the established regulatory framework. Detractors emphasize the lack of transparency could deter investment at a time when economic growth is crucial for recovery, end quote. Next, we travel across the Atlantic to Africa, where Colonel Monde Domboya has seized power in that has previously seized power in a 2021 coup, has won Guyana's presidential election, transitioning from interim leader to democratically elected president. His victory marks a significant political transformation following the ousting of former President Alpha Conde. The election provides Domboya with official legitimacy while raising questions about the role of military leadership in civilian governance. From Reuters, quote, Domboya's electoral victory is seen by some as a consolidation of military influence in civilian governance. Supporters highlight his promises to eradicate corruption and improve governance, while international observers call for transparency and adherence to democratic principles, end quote. Next, we travel back across the Atlantic to Mexico, where a recent train derailment in Mexico City's metro system has raised significant political questions about infrastructure safety and Claudia Sheinbaum's leadership. The incident occurs at a critical time, as Sheinbaum is the leading presidential candidate for the next election, and the derailment has intensified scrutiny over her past administration and the government's infrastructure deployment strategies, potentially impacting her political prospects. From Reuters, quote, the latest accident at Mexico City's metro system is not just a local calamity, but a significant political issue that could affect the broader context of the upcoming political race. For Claudia Sheinbaum, the timing could not be worse. As the country's attention swivels towards the election, incidents like these remind voters of the implication of rapid infrastructure deployment in public safety trade-offs, end quote. Next, we travel across the Pacific, where China has launched its largest live-fire military drill around Taiwan, signaling a strong opposition to Taiwan's potential independence. The intensive exercise involve advanced military weaponry and are seen as direct demonstrations of military capability, geopolitical pressure, and these maneuvers have heightened tensions in the region and drawn international attention, with various global powers calling for diplomatic dialogue and restraint. From Reuters, quote, the scale and scope of these exercises are unprecedented, demonstrating Beijing's capability and readiness to assert its claims over Taiwan, end quote. And next we travel south, where gold mines are in a rush is sweeping through Australia, driven by historical high gold prices and enabled by advanced technological tools like sophisticated metal detectors and geological mapping systems. Amateur prospectors, ranging from families to retired professionals, are now entering the gold hunting scene, transforming traditional prospecting into an accessible and potentially lucrative pursuit. From Reuters, quote, we're seeing families, young couples, and even retired professionals taking up prospecting in hopes of making a fortune. The accessibility provided by modern technology has democratized gold hunting, allowing anyone with a bit of knowledge and ambition to chance a strike at making it rich, end quote. And lastly, we go to Europe, where Eurostar is experiencing significant service disruptions due to power supply issues in the Channel Tunnel. Passengers are advised to check their train schedules and expect potential delays. The company is collaborating with authorities to resolve the technical problems, though the timeline for full restoration remains uncertain. From Reuters, quote, Eurostar has been facing an unprecedented level of operation challenges due to unanticipated power supply interruptions inside the Channel Tunnel. Passengers are advised to regularly check for updates on their travel itinerary directly from Eurostar's official channels, end quote. And if you want to read any of today's articles, all of them will be linked in the description below that like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the podcast on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Podvine, as well as the Twitter handle at Your Daily Flip, where I post links to these episodes on Tuesday and Thursday, and the normal podcast on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which covers U.S. politics, anything from left to right. So, with all that said, there's only one more thing to say: stay safe, don't die.